Hello, today I'm going to walk you through this 18650 battery case, and for 18650 2600 milliamp hour lithium ion batteries from Temu. And we all know Temu has questionable quality, but they come at a very good price. So this battery box is actually a DIY power bank. You basically just have to insert the 4 cells and you're off and going. This battery box was $8.90. These are Australian dollars. And the cells inside were 4 pieces for $18.93. So just under $30 we can get this power bank. And what I'll do is I'll open up the case and show you the batteries and what's inside. And on this side we have 2 USB-A ports there and there, and we have a Type-C. I believe this is an in and an out, and we have a micro USB in. So we have some specifications here which won't be accurate because it depends on what type of cells you put in there. But what we're interested to see is that the USB can deliver, let's see if I can zoom in here a bit, 5 volts, 3 amps, 9 volts, 2.22 amps, 12 volts, 1.67 amps. So obviously the 9 and 12 volts are coming out from the USB-C power delivery port. So I'll open up the case and I'll show you the batteries. Okay, we are open. You do get a little Phillips head screwdriver with the pack, and it is not really made of good quality. Like, I had trouble putting these batteries in. As you see, it keeps popping up. So you have to kind of quickly jam it on to put it in. But let's have a look at the cells that I have. Here we go. 2600 milliamp hours. Standard 18650 cell. 3.7 volts, 9.62 watt hours. And we can tell it's in parallel because all the negatives join together with this little bus bar. And all the positives are joined up together here. And this is the charging board that does everything, which includes the USB outputs. And it looks like there's only the positive soldered up, but I think there's must be a wire underneath. Let's have a look. Yeah, there is a negative lead. It's probably soldered underneath for the negative. You can see that little tiny blob there underneath. So yeah, it would have some basic overcharge protection, but nothing about balancing and all that. So what we're going to do, it's been fully charged. We're going to close it up. We're going to use my trusty USB power meter to see if we can actually pull close to 38.48 watt hours. Yeah, there will be some losses, but I want to see if these cells actually do the job as what they're rated for. And then we're going to charge it back up and see how long it takes, because we don't like power banks that take too long to charge up, do we? Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. This is where the power meter comes in. The USB ports outputting 5 volts, or is that 5 volts? And we can see that we'll have the current watt hours drawn, the current wattage, and the time it's taken. So I'll plug in some devices, not sure what I'm going to charge. Might charge my phone, and we'll just drain it all the way until this basically turns off. Okay, I've got an iPad attached to it, pretty dirty one actually, and we are pulling almost 1 amp, so basically an amp. The iPad is 28%, so I reckon I can drain this entire thing. So as we can see, about 1 amp is almost 5 watts, and the time here, just over 40 seconds. I'll check in with you as we progress.
Moments later.
All right, just an update. 3 hours into it, and we have drawn 14.86 watt hours. and it's still going strong at about 1 amp. And the iPad, what's the iPad at? The iPad's at 68%. So it's slow, but it's still going.
More moments later.
Okay, got an update. It's dead. It's dead. The battery of the iPad 70%. This has died. So luckily this thing keeps a track of the last thing you plugged it into. Here we go. So this only discharged 15.41 watt hours. Okay, I plugged it into another USB port. Only 15.41 watt hours. So that is quite a lot less than expected. It's only about 40% of the expected 38.48 watt hours. That is quite disappointing. So in reality, these cells are only about 1,000 milliamps each. Terrible. So there we have it. Would you spend $30 Australian for this pack and the 4 18650 cells? I've learnt my lesson.
20 minutes later.
Alright, I'm going to charge it back up again via USB-C and just over an amp. We'll see if we get 15 watt hours back in or roundabouts. Possibly this could have just cut off for safety so you don't get the full capacity, but that's still a lot less than expected.
1 eternity later.
Okay, we have finished charging. That took 5 hours and 8 minutes and 22 seconds. It could have been done earlier, but I didn't, I wasn't around to check it. But it's fully charged and we got 18.58 watt hours back into it. So obviously there was some losses in the conversion going into the pack. But anyway, this is much less than the rated 38 with thereabouts watt hours. So it's about 50%, 40 to 50% less. So would I recommend paying $30 Australian to get your own one of these DIY? Well, yes and no. If you like tinkering like I do, then yes. If you just want a reliable power bank, then no. But let me know what you think in the video comments, and I'll catch you in the next video.